We are focusing on retaining, right? And like nurturing and selling there.
For the ads, right? So Facebook can decide whether to show your ad. No, so thank you for putting like this entire amazing group together of this amazing type of people.
Let's do it. What is up, fam? What is up? We are live with something like super amazing today. I am not going to make this too long, but I will just say that we have a really awesome guest here today. If you know anything about me, you know that you need to drop ones. You know that you need to be engaged. You know that you need to ask some questions. I will actually today have my phone here and can see some like questions that you guys are asking. But today we're going to be talking about all things email. So I will give a little intro about who this good-looking model man is.
Yes.
I never gave this man a compliment, so that's where we're at. But like, who is this man, right? So Shanon leads email internally at our agency, right? And if you guys don't know like who we are or what we do, we are an agency and we help brands grow. Most of our clients are doing around like mid 6 figures. We're helping them get to 7 and 8 figures. And outside of that, we work with about 7 clients a month to help them get to their first 6 figures, right? So with that, we like to just end our day and like come on here and share value with you guys. It is end of day for Shanon. He is in the UK right now. What time is it on your end right now?
That's like 8:30 almost.
Wow. Yeah, it's like late at night. But so it's like really nighttime on Shanon's end. But basically what we wanted to come in here and talk about today is email. And so who better to bring in to talk email than the one that is leading the strategies and things when it comes to email for the clients that we work with. So Shanon, thank you, my guy, for having on this live with me today.
Oh, so thank you for putting like this entire amazing group together of this amazing type of people, and I'm just excited. So let's just dive into my gig.
Let's do it. I actually am just gonna like pick your brain, right? And like I want what I would like somebody to leave here feeling, and I think we'll talk for like 15-20 minutes, but what I want somebody to leave this 15-minute conversation understanding is the importance of email, right? And I think we as people that do this every day and work with these clients every day understand that. But I'm gonna just ask your brain and pick your brain. If I was like somebody that owned a brand, I know about Facebook ads and like I love Facebook ads and think I should be focused there, I wanna pick your brain around like the opportunity in email, how should I be using that, and how we're using that with our clients to generate them tons of money that they're leaving on the table, right? So first question, also for folks watching, you might be hearing me typing because what I'm going to do is just take notes around everything that Shanon is talking about. And if you want the guide of my notes, just comment guide here and I'll just send you the notes as well. I know a lot of people, at least in the US, are working right now. So if you are seeing me talk right now, comment replay, comment guide, and I'll just send you all the notes that we talk about today. But with that, let's just like jump right in, my guy. My first question, I guess, to just like start us off is like, why should I be like doing email?
Yeah, I'll say that's a good question to start, right? So I'll say to keep things simple to the audience, right? Let's dive into this, right? Let's say you're doing paid ads or organic, doesn't really matter. But the point of the matter is like those things that you're doing for marketing, you don't control it, right? So let's say you're putting money into ads. Actually, you're not controlling the audience for the ads, right? So Facebook can decide whether to show your ad towards your audience, yes or no, right? The same thing with organic, right? We know with organic, it can always be like algorithm or like system or whatnot. So yes, you can put all these efforts to get some traffic, but at some point you don't control people seeing what type of people seeing your content, right? And when it comes to emails, right, it's literally you own that asset, right? It's kind of like a real estate in the online world. Everybody, even if you sign up for food, cash app, whatever, you need to have an email. So everybody has an email, right? So that's like, I would say the closest thing you can get to a personal quote-unquote currency to people, right? So I think that's the first thing I would say why it's so important to start building your email list and start emailing people. And second, once people start popping into your ecosystem, right? Now you can start to nurture them with more content, right? With more direct things around your brand and your mission, your USPs, right? Your benefits, so that they can get like more nurtured about your brand and eventually start buying from you.
I love that. I love that so much. And y'all, I just want to show you this. I am literally taking notes right now. So again, if you like want the guide, I'm sure this is about to be filled with so many gems as we start going through this. If you want this guide that I am taking notes on, just comment guide and I'll just send you my notes. But I love this, and especially thinking about it in the way of like digital, like real estate almost, right? It's like that thing that nobody can take away from you, right? Facebook goes down, like we all have experienced this in our business. Facebook goes down, Instagram goes down. As you mentioned, algorithms not even showing your content, whether that's organic or paid, to people, right? Email is that thing that you as a business owner controls. And like all of us at the end of the day own businesses, and we like to be in control, right? And like own and maximize the things that you can control. Email is probably, I would argue, even especially how you put it, the number one thing that you can own as like the business, right? You can own great customer service in your product. When it comes to the marketing side of the house, like email is that number one thing that you own and control, right? If any platform goes down tomorrow, you can take your email list and go wherever you need to go. So Shanon, okay, cool. I understand as a brand owner, the importance there. I got you. I pick up what you're putting down. But when you were talking about email, are we just talking about like, and I might be biased in how I ask this question now, but are we talking about just like $100 a month opportunity? Like, is it worth my time to like really figure out email? Like, I hear what you're saying about Facebook ads and organic marketing and all these things. Is email really worth my time to be like trying to figure out?
Yeah, that's a good follow-up question, right? So I would say, before I give the audience to answer that, right, I would just say this, right? So let's say you're doing all your marketing activities, right? You're putting like TikToks out there, you put like Instagram, organic, or Facebook, or doing ads, or whatever the method is. But let's say on a good average Shopify store, the conversion is 3%, right? So let's say on a good given month, they only send 100 people to your website, right? Or 1,000 people, whatever. Or from 1,000, like from 100, only 3 people will buy. Meaning 97 people have watched your website and click away, right? Here's where I believe email comes into play, right? We want to start grabbing data so we can start using them once again to at least make up for the efforts we start putting in on the front end, right? So we capture that email, we start emailing them. And to answer your question, it's really worth it. I put like this, right? We see for our clients anywhere between like 30% upwards to 50% coming back from email. And what I will share with you in a bit is one client really did 50% over the last 90 days, right? Just imagine, right? So let's say you're putting whatever effort you're putting, but just let's say you made $1,000 or $10,000, right? Let's say 50%, literally $5,000, literally just came by sending a couple of emails, right? Without doing ads, without spending money, without thinking of, oh, I'm doing like all this organic stuff. Literally 51% came in the last 9 days for one.
Yeah, like I just said this in the comments, but if y'all did not just like hear that and pick that up and understand the importance of what Shanon just said, like please rewind, or I'm about to actually repeat it. So no need to rewind. 50% of revenues for one of our clients came through email. Y'all, we're not just talking about just something you should be doing or a nice to have. Like emails are literally bringing in half of the revenues. Another way to think about this, right, is that if we were not doing email for that client, that is 50% of the revenues that they would have left on the table, right? And so like, let's say this client did $100,000 last month, right? If we did not do email, they would have only done $50,000.
And to the point with that, right? So they say like, cool, I'm doing all this, spending all this money in ads, I'm getting 50,000 without having the back end. So they will keep spending to just acquire that whatever they want, 200,000 a month. So it literally will take them twice or 3 times the money spent together. Whereas you put like some good systems in your back end and you can literally like double your business in a course of like 30 days.
Yeah, I love that, right? Because so many people, I talk to so many people all the time, and like they'll be telling me I'm running it, and y'all know I'm biased. I love ads, I love organic, right? We set all of these systems up for our clients because we know the importance of all of these systems, right? And so we're not saying do one or the other. We're saying though, if you're doing ads and doing a lot of the stuff on the front end, right? You may be spending, sure, $1,000 to make back $5,000. But what if, especially given this like 50% mark, what if that $1,000 that you're spending on ads or influencers or great photos and all the stuff that you're doing on the front end marketing is actually netting you, let's say, $10,000, right? Another additional 50% of revenue is coming from email. Because what Shanon is saying and painting the picture very clearly is like, hey, all these people that you're trying to get to your site, whether you're doing Facebook ads, organic stuff, organic growth on TikTok, whatever, you're doing a lot. Y'all are doing a lot to get people over to your sites, right? What Shanon just laid out is that out of 100 people that you bring to your site, that you have worked hard for to get to your site, only probably 3 of those are going to purchase. Out of 100 people, 3 of them are going to purchase. How do you get at least maybe like 10 to 15 of those people purchasing? That's your email flows on the back end, right? And so now all that time that you're putting in, yes, you're getting sales right away from that front end work, but you're building out back end systems that are going to continue nurturing those people, offering them discount, like whatever it is on the back end to continue making the work that you're doing on the front end make sense. And make even more sense, right? Here's this thing that I joke around a lot is like when we are playing this like big boys game, big dogs game of like growing our businesses, we are not solely focused on acquiring customers. We are focused on retaining. I am smiling because we have some really big conversations around retention right now, but we are focusing on retaining, right? And like nurturing and selling there. I hope y'all understand the importance of that. Now, Shanon, cool. I got you. I understand emails. I am, again, in the position of like a brand owner right now. So I actually think I'm doing emails. I have my Shopify abandoned cart thing flipped on. I'm doing emails, right? I'm good, right? I got my abandoned cart trigger going off in Shopify. I'm good, right?
Yeah. Well, depends on what you call good, right? You're sending emails, yes. So you're doing better than those that have that specific feature turned off. That's target. So if you have it on, props you. That's like one step closer to the promised land. But now, right? You can even go deeper into that, right? Because there are literally 2 flows that I would say like 2 email sequences that you want to have that will bring you the most cash. One we'll talk in a bit.
Even more than my abandoned cart triggers going up. Wow.
Yeah. So there are 2, right? So let's just talk about like the abandoned cart first. Yes, you can have like the boring, whatever purple, you can change your color from Shopify. It's like, cool, you left something in the cart or like go grab it back, right? Which is good, which is standard. But I think, especially in today's world, right? 2022, February 10th, we're talking, people are kind of like numb to that, right? They know, okay, I saw it. Yeah, they want me to buy it back, right? But the ones that are crushing it doing like this sequence, right, is the ones that people are resonating with, right? So how you build that, right? So which we can talk in a bit, we use a platform, right, which you can build not only one email, you're like at least like 3 to 5 emails going out when somebody watched and every action they taken and haven't purchased yet. And so we can keep building value until they buy, right? So that's why this specific flow is one of the most important one in your entire email sequence, just because people are like so close to the finish line. All they need is like maybe like one more unique selling point, right? One more benefit that ties direct to what they need. And yeah, the Shopify is kind of like quote unquote harder to do, right? Which is impossible, but yeah.
Yeah. So if you, and I bring this up because I talk to a lot of y'all in my messages all day, right? And a lot of y'all are telling me like, we're talking about email. I'm asking you guys like, what are you doing via email? And a lot of you all tell me like, yeah, I'm doing email. Like I got my Shopify trigger set up and I'm like, no. You could literally be leaving, and this is not jokes at all, literally leaving thousands of dollars on the table, right? When we talk about email, we're talking about almost, I hate to say it, but we're talking about like free money, right? When I say leaving on the table, I really mean that. Like you're leaving this on the table, right? Or we're talking about Facebook ads and other stuff. Like we are paying to be in front of there. For email, our number one cost is probably like the platform membership itself. But other than that, those thousands of dollars that we're bringing in here, you're leaving on the table if you only have up your Shopify trigger. triggers going out. And like Shanon said, please just turn them off today, because like customers do not respond to those things. Like everybody, there's at this point maybe millions of Shopify stores. Everybody has that little trigger on. Like customers just do not respond there. And so, cool. I think we went through that first flow. What I think you said there's like 2 main flows that I need. What's the other like flow?
The second one is actually your welcome series, right? So let's say you do this, like, you know what, I'm taking Shanon and Kasey up on this thing. So you gotta like have something that people like opt in and join your list, right? After that, right, is these next to like abandoned cart is like, I believe to my core is the single next to like abandoned cart, the most important sequence that you can have in your entire email flow, because this is like the first point of contact where somebody is literally get to know your brand on a more personal and humanized level, right? So you're kind of like, cool, this is like our mission, right? So they opt in. The first thing is they will have a good offer, so that you can like at least give to get. But we can talk if you have like more time around that. Well, let's say you have a good offer out there. They opt in, they grab the offer, but now you open that channel to start putting yourself in a position to start, I would say, showcasing your unique selling points, right? Why do people want our product, right? What makes us different than the competitor, right? What is our unique selling point, right? And there is where we have like 4 to 5, depending on how big the list is, emails going out about the founder, right? About like the bestseller products, about like the reviews, social proof, right? And this can hardly be done offline, right? Which is, it can, but this is like a more, I'll say, a more personal cadence where people are literally getting to know your brand. And the best way I like to put it as a context is, let's say you walk in a retail store, right? And person that you talk to, right, is the first rep or representative that talks to you, which is rude, plain, AF, right? It's very plain, it's cold, doesn't know how to talk or whatever. The first impression you will get is like, oh, like this store is bad. Even though like it's the best store in the block, you will say like, no, like if this is how they treat us as somebody that wants to buy or like wants to be in this store, no, I don't want this, right? And they will look out for something or like some other brand out there. It's the same thing with welcome series, right? Is you want to make it as welcoming as human as possible, so they can feel at home and they feel like I belong to this, I belong with this mission and what the company is trying to do.
Yeah, I love that, Shanon. And just to like recap some of the things that you were saying so beautifully, it's like, okay, if you're a brand owner, on average, how many flows do we actually have across our client account?
I would say don't give the audience like too many. I would say just have like 6 core.
Okay, so all right, Shanon is I love this, but we have around like 6 flows across our like client accounts, right? So any clients,
but like we have more.
Yeah, minimum.
But like the core is 6. Yeah,
6. So there's like core 6 flows that you should be having as a brand owner, right? And flows, again, are triggers that when somebody performs an action on your store or lack thereof, they're then put into these like automated flows, right? But before you even build out all those 6, Shanon just gave you the whole rundown on the 2 that you absolutely need: the abandoned cart flow and the welcome series. And I know that people are watching this like, oh, the welcome series, y'all, is like when you hit a store. And hopefully when I hit your store, I'll receive like a pop-up, right, that says, hey, welcome to X store. Here's insert incentive coupon off, or here's something, right? Give me your email, And when I put my email in there, then on the back end, I'm actually put into a welcome series flow. Huge thing that a lot of you all do not have in place.
Let me just give them like one sneak
yeah.
Just give them like one. Can you just share my screen a little bit?
Oh, you're really building the anticipation on this. Like, I'm like, let's see it.
So I can on this one. But like, if you guys can see on this cosmetic brand, right? It's very top niche. It's very tough. If you guys are in cosmetic or like anything in the beauty space, if you look closely, right, last 90 days, we literally hit like 49,000. So let's say on average, just like kind of like what, 12 to 13,000 a month with emails, and their store revenue was like $90.
Wow. So
just like as a proof. So here, as I say, quick, a welcome series, right? One of the emails that we sent, so this for this brand, and just imagine, right? You get like a play, hey, welcome, or whatever standard thing you guys have, and if you look at this, like, okay, I can rock with this brand, right? They take time to customize things, to talk to me, right? And make sure that I see things that is important to me, right? So this was like the sleep, the pillow, for this, like the material of the brand, right? So those are the things that you want to highlight, especially in your first email. Welcome email.
Yeah, I love that. And when we're talking about emails, y'all, and I'm just gonna get to the punch there, when we're talking about even a welcome series, you might think that is so basic. You might think like nobody's reading these, nobody cares. Welcome series emails, and I think even like that first email, it should be like Shanon said, that whole flow should be around like 4 to 5 emails, right? But that welcome series, a lot in that first email collects us probably like $5,000, at least 10 grand on the minimum, at least 5 grand across our clients. Again, money that just would have been left on the table. This is the welcome email is really saying, hey, here's who I am, here's what I'm about, here's what the company stands for. And that email alone, just like, hey, welcome, is generating us around $5,000 a client, right? And that's not even on the big end, right? Shanon was showing you some bigger brands that are doing 100,000 with these emails. I'm talking about at minimum, right? We're talking about $5,000 on the left. You are leaving on the table if you do not have your welcome series set up. That's just one out of the 6 flows, right? And so when I say like an extra 10K in email, I'm not talking about you have to be some huge brand to get this. I'm talking about, but you have to set this stuff up. This is not just like your Shopify abandoned cart triggers, right? If you need help setting all this stuff up, team up with experts that do this all day, every day. But with that, I actually need to share this again. I know a lot of people are right at work, so I need to just share this. I am actually taking notes right now as Shanon and I talk. If you need my notes, just DM or just comment here, guide. I will literally send you all the notes and the key things that we are talking about here. So if you need my notes, just comment here, guide. I know a lot of you all are at work right now and doing different things. So if you need it, comment here. But what we were talking about, right, is how to get an extra 10 grand, 12 grand, maybe even on this higher end and some of the clients that we just showed there, 90 grand, like via email, right? How email is a huge tool that most of y'all are missing out on, really is what we're talking about. Cool, Shanon, as a brand owner, and if you guys do have any questions, I am asking Shanon a lot of questions right now. If you guys do have any questions, pop them in here. I do see my phone. But Shanon, okay, cool. I hear what you guys are saying. I need to be doing email. I see how important email is, and could be actually netting me a 50% increase in my revenues if I actually have this stuff set up. What email software should I be using? Like, very basic question, but like, what email software should I be using?
Yeah, typically I would say most people that are started some type of online business uses like MailChimp, right? Which is okay, I guess. But if you want to like build a skill and work with these flows that are, I would say, known for making money, there's only one platform that I recommend, which is Klaviyo. And the beauty of Klaviyo is up to, I believe, certain amount of, let's say you have even a small list, it's free, right? So even with a small list, I think it's up to 300 or 500 subscribers. Even if it's like 500 subscribers, you can start making money before you start paying the platform, which is like pretty awesome.
Jeez. So Klaviyo, and I'll have this in my notes. If you need my notes, y'all just comment guide. Klaviyo is I would think of it as like the Rolls Royce of e-commerce, or sometimes how we explain to our clients, Klaviyo is like the Apple product when it comes to e-commerce emails, right? If any of you guys own an iPhone or anything, you know that if a new phone case company comes out, they are going to have a phone case for the iPhone, right? Klaviyo is very similar to that when it comes to e-commerce. If Facebook makes any changes, or Shopify makes any changes, they're always going to make some plugins, make some adaptations for Klaviyo. Klaviyo is like the Rolls Royce when it comes to like email and e-commerce. So please use that. I didn't even know it was free for that certain amount. So like Shanon said, you can even sign up for Klaviyo. I think it's like 500 or so subscribers. Don't quote us on that. But even if you have a small list, you can start making money before you even pay for the platform. So when I am talking about free money, y'all, in email, I'm talking about you don't even have to pay to set all this stuff up, right? Maybe you team up with some experts and you pay them, but I'm talking about this is free money. We're not talking about like Facebook ads. Facebook ads, right? I need to put money in every day to show my ads, right? Email, I can set up this thing for free, right? And start making money before I grow. So cool, Klaviyo. Awesome. My next question to you, and again, y'all, if y'all do have any questions, again, for folks just tuning in, I have Shanon here. Shanon leads all of our email strategies for our clients here at DK. And so I'm just picking his brain out loud to some email strategies. But two last questions I have is, what are some myths about email that just like is not true? What are some people, like, I know you talk to people all day around like email and different things like that. What are some myths that's just like not true about email?
I think the biggest one is like email is bad. I think that's like the one that always like cracks me up. But I think email is that people like telling like, yeah, there's nobody's using email anymore. So that's I think the biggest one. People just believe that email doesn't exist anymore. But the funny thing is like everyone needs email to sign up with stuff. So that's the first biggest myth. The second, I would say that even like in, let's say you're doing emails or like you have tried doing emails and people say like, well, SMS or like they're like more organic stuff that gets you more ROI. To this point, other than like text and email, like just for text, email has the highest ROI for every single activity, hands down. Go out, look it up. Email has the highest ROI for your money, like for your buck. So I would just think for me, there is, just having, I would say if you guys still believe that email isn't like worth it, just know, I would say take this, right? Take 5 seconds, go to your email box and see how many brands are sending emails, right? And these are brands that are paying and they are worth millions and billions of dollars, right? So if they're doing it, right, why there must be something that is working.
Yeah, I like to make this joke all the time. Like, people just don't do stuff like this just because, right? If we go to our email, I'm sure Old Navy has emailed you 5 times today, Bed Bath & Beyond, Bath & Body Works, like all these companies, $1 billion, right, Fashion Nova, all these companies, Kylie Cosmetics, like all these companies are constantly emailing you and probably on a cadence of like daily, especially if you purchase with this company, right? They're not just doing this for the whim of doing it, right? And paying a team to do it and all this stuff. Like, they're not just doing it just because they're doing it because it's so much money in it, right? I also like to make this joke. I say, like, if Beyonce has to send emails, which whenever Beyonce launches some new products or stuff, we all need to be doing it. If Beyonce does Facebook ads and Beyonce does do Facebook ads, we all need to be doing it, right? Beyonce has one of the largest platforms and can sell organically more than any of us, right? If Beyonce is still running ads, sending emails, doing these things, we all need to be doing it because none of us even have the organic reach like Beyonce does. That was like the last questions I actually have from my end. Again, everybody, I am taking some notes here. So if you do need my guide and the whole breakdown around everything that Shanon talked about, let me know. I'll send you over my notes. Shanon, I'll ask you, is there anything else that like we have, like a lot of people here watching are just like, they own brands, they have Shopify stores, they're trying to hit their 2022 goals. When it comes to like email, anything else that you would share with them as some like guidance?
Yeah, I would say first I'm gonna give you guys just over deliver the 4 other core flows that you want at least to have. So we have like already 2, right? Welcome series, abandoned cart. One thing you can start adding is the abandoned cart flow, right? So that's like one step prior that somebody is checking out. So they're just checking out the product, but hasn't like taken the step to check out. Then you have the other one that if they abandon the checkout page, also send them that one. So those are 3 on, let's say, the pre-purchase, as we call it. And then we also have like the post-purchase, right? When somebody already purchased with you, you can have like, I'll say, prove that I somehow, and I know why, but like, let's say people that doesn't know, are making us also on the back end some good money, and these are like automated, is a customer win back. Meaning people that hasn't engaged with your brand or kind of like, forgot about you, and you send like a flow, something automatic that you have to set up one time and it's sent out. That win back flow, and then a sunset on engage. It's kind of like you want to keep your list clean. So we also have, as a good partnership, as you guys know, sometimes it can be hurtful, but if you have like a good way to end relationships, I don't see why there should be like hate, only love in there, right? So we have also like a sunset on engaged flows going out for people that aren't engaged. And the last one that I want to give you guys is, I give you a bonus. So you have like the upsell, kind of like, let's say somebody bought product A, now let's say it fares good with product B. So that's the first like upselling email. Or let's say if you are in the skincare, anything like consumable niche, right? The replenishment reminder, right? Let's say people is like they are on a 30, 60, 45 day cadence. because every day or every time that period is like coming up, right? Let's say the first email will be sent out. Let's say it's like a supplement, right? If you're like very thin freak, it takes somebody like 30 days to finish up a whey protein. Let's say the first email in this flow will be sent out 20 days, let's say on average 10 days prior to the 30 days, and then 20 days after the first 20 days. So we know, okay, reminding them like, you might be ending your stock, right? Just because you purchased 30 days ago. And then don't forget to restock again because we know you bought a couple of days prior. So I'll say that. And the last thing I would say is email is just more than just saying like sales, just like flash sales, discount. Those are like easy, right? Those are like, anybody, like even like my little brother can send like cool flash sale, 10% off, coupon code awesome. That's good, right? But I think where today's world, especially this year, since it's like just started out, right? We are still in the preseason. I think email will be more of a community building, right? Build that actual community and giving people the reason why they should support your brand, what's your mission, and what will make them resonate with what you're offering. And I think that's like more than just sale. It's literally leading with value. And then if you have like a couple of sales here and there, awesome. But once you lead with value by default, right, and to resonate with your brand, you will be the go-to brand that they buy, right? Why do we, 60-70% of people go to app? Because we resonate with app.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute there. But yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think if you did not like hear that last takeaway around, it's so much more than just like sales and flash sales and coupon codes, right? Email is a great opportunity for you to build your brand voice, for you to show, and I know Shanon was saying USP, your unique selling point, right? Why at the end of the day should somebody shop with you? Let's be clear, y'all. There are thousands of t-shirt businesses. There are maybe millions of skincare, body butter businesses, millions of women's boutiques, right? That shouldn't faze you at all. There should be, right? But email allows you to showcase why you should buy. I know there's thousands of these other things, but why you should buy them with me, right? It allows you to turn those 97% of people who are not going to buy on the first time they hit your website. It allows you to turn those people into potential customers and keep customers coming back, right? Because that's where the big game is. You look at companies like Apple and Netflix and all these companies, the retention model is so strong, right? They don't have to pay to play and just acquire customers. They are just retaining customers at this point, right? So this has been super, super valuable. If you got some value from this, I do have one last thing. If you got some value from this, drop a 1 right now. If you drop some 1s and you drop some comments in here, you guys know I love to engage. And so if you drop some 1s, drop a guide, drop replay, I'm gonna send all that stuff over to you guys. But if you got some value from this, drop a 1 right now in the comments. If you think that we should try to get Shanon, now he's super busy with all of our clients. If you think that we should try to get him back, I need y'all to blow this stuff up with 1s because he'll be like, nobody got value. Like, we don't need to do it again. So blow this up with 1 so we can get Shanon back here and pick his brain even bit more about email. The long story short, y'all, if y'all are watching this right now, get emails into place right now. And when I say emails, I do not mean that little one trigger on Shopify for your abandoned cart. Shanon literally, I don't know if y'all really captured all that at the end, but he literally just gave you the playbook around all of the different flows and different things you should be having in place, right? But at the end of the day, as long as you can get your welcome series up, your abandoned carts up, it's going to pick up thousands that you are leaving on the table. Last thing here, y'all, it is some work. It is some work to set up your emails. It's some work to set up all the triggers, all the flows, all the designs. We do work, like I said, with 7 people a month, and we do all these things for them. We do all their emails for them. We do their landing pages for them, right? We build all these systems out so you aren't doing it. We do the ad structure for you, right? And so if you are looking for help, we literally only work with 7 people at this point because our focus is our larger clients that we're working with, and we do want to perform with excellence for the 7 people that we work with. So we only work with 7 people at a time. If you are interested in working with us and understanding how can I get y'all's help so I can hit my first 6 figures, just DM me. We will see if it makes sense for you. I'll talk to you. I'll try to learn about the business a bit. Just shoot me a quick DM and say like, how does this work, right? And how can I work with you guys? At the very least, y'all, get this stuff in action. We don't sit on here even do these live for our breath, right? We do this and take our time. It's very late where Shanon is. We do this to help y'all and give value, right? So at the very least, how can you make us happy? I see a lot of you all saying, thank you, thank you. At the very least, just go put this stuff in action. Like that is the biggest thing, is like go put this stuff in action and let us know how it performs for you. Cool. With that, Shanon, thank you so much for your time. Y'all, if y'all need my notes from this, I took notes on this. So if you need my notes, just leave a comment here, guide. I will shoot all those notes over to you. And Shanon, thank you so much for this. This is super helpful, and have a good night, my guy.
Awesome. Thank you guys, and take care.
Talk to you soon.